discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, this video is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering you a free audiobook with a 30-day free trial membership. All you need to do is go to audibletrial.com/bgunlocked. The link is in the description below, and now enjoy the video. Hey everyone, welcome to the discussion for Epic Spell Wars of the Battle Wizards, Annihilageddon, the deck building game. So if you're not familiar with Epic Spell Wars, Duel of the Battle Wizards, it's basically this disgustingly very adult card game about, like, cutthroat card game about, like,
super whimsical
about, you know, creating spells and then killing each other. And the regular game actually has whoever gets, like, the majority of Last Wizard Standing tokens, and that's the winner. And the problem with that I always found was that it became almost a stalemate in the this is the original, just, you know, card crafting game, because, like, since it's whoever gets, like, I think two Last Wizard Standing tokens. So in a 3 or 4 or 5 player game, it's like, okay, well, I got a Last Wizard, so then everyone gangs up on that person. Then one person gets one, so then it's basically going to go around until everyone has one, and it just extends the game. And even though these games are super whimsical, funny, hilarious, they wear out the very fun, family-friendly game.
Oh yeah,
definitely
would bring to the Christian house.
Right? No, they wear out their welcome, like where it's like, God, this is going on too long. Here, you don't have that. You actually have end game objectives, and it's all based off victory points.
It's real nice.
And I actually like that. So the question is, since we've all played Epic Spell Wars,
yes,
which one do you like better?
I like this one better.
You like the deck builder better?
I like this one.
I feel like it went faster, and for a game that has cursed me for some reason, I need that, because there is nothing more than I hate. Even though the Dead Wizard cards are supposed to be better, it just doesn't sometimes feel like that, because you're out of the round for a little while. Sure.
So I'm not going to say I like this one better, but I will say I think this is a really fun alternative to the other one. Like, my biggest thing was like, oh wow, they just made some half-assed deck building game. But this one does give you the feel of the other one. You still get good combos, popping off combos like a deck builder would, drawing, like being able to destroy, do some combos, get powered by your things. But what I love about the main one is the creativity of being able to cast your spells and get some awesome effects from that.
I actually had questions during my thing. Because there was I had a thing where I didn't know if it was like, I always compare card games to Magic because I'm an ass. But so there's a point where, like, you cast a card, and I wasn't sure if it went to the graveyard until I had played all my cards, or if it, like...
Okay. No, so all the cards that you play are basically played, and then at the end of your turn, all the cards you played go to your discard pile, then everything in your hand, you basically always start.
At one point, I was like, well, man, if I play this and then it goes, and I can play the card that I just put in my hand, it was an infinite combo.
For that very reason. It stays out.
And I'm glad that it's not possible.
Right. So I wanted to ask that question first for Epic Spell Wars. I mean, and also the fact that there's, you know, there's just a bunch of, you know, different Epic Spell Wars. So there's more variation with the other one. But I think this is actually a pretty fun deck building game.
It is.
Like, it's your bog standard. You have your generic ones that you can buy. Everyone starts with the same. So it's not reinventing the wheel of anything, but being within its own world of Epic Spell Wars. First of all, if you don't like Epic Spell Wars, you're not going to like this game. Like, no. I mean, I can't imagine, even if you're like, oh, I really like deck builders. This game is extremely vulgar and very, very cutthroat. So, yeah, like, you have to really like Epic Spell Wars to be able to like this, and also deck building. So, before we go into things we like, was there anything that you guys didn't like about it? Because I have a few things that I didn't like. Not much.
This is gonna sound like maybe I'm having a bad day or a bad night, but the negatives are weird. Like, getting, like, the fact that these are so in your face, like, you're already dead.
Well, you never got a good one.
No, they're not good.
You got a good one.
If you
draw a card,
draw a card, but still -3 points.
It is negative 3 points. But, like, destroy a card in my discard pile, destroy a limp wizard or lip one.
Yeah,
one.
mine were never
They're like 2 that are good.
Yeah.
My negatives are that getting hit while you're down.
Mm-hmm.
I've never liked that.
Yeah.
I want a clarification on death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my big one.
Because I was discarding my whole hand each time.
Yep.
So just because I was like, okay, well, if that's what we're saying that we're doing, then that's what I'm going to do. But
the only way I would see where it's not is if you die on not your turn. So like where you redirected it back at me and it killed me, I would say you discard your hand there. But I wouldn't have discarded my hand on my opponent's turn.
Right.
Because it's like you only discard your hand at the end of your turn.
Exactly, and it doesn't say anything. It talks about dead wizard tokens, but it doesn't talk about
death.
Like, exactly.
The status of death.
Yep, like what happens when your HP hits 0. And that's a huge thing because you had, at that point, you were drawing a bunch of cards.
I had an engine.
You had a huge hand, and it's like, well, I was able to redirect it, and then it would have killed you. And it's like, okay, does my turn end, or is it just, boom, I'm back to 20, take a dead wizard token, I just keep going? Like, I don't know. The way we had to take it was from the other game, where it's like you're kind of out of the round. Because when you die in the game, you're out.
Yeah.
And then you wait till there's the last wizard standing. But here it's like, okay, well, I know these tokens are here, so maybe it's just, okay, well, I take this, but I keep playing my turn. But it doesn't thematically make sense.
No, because, but the rounds didn't end at death. You just, respawn.
Yeah.
And then with this detriment.
Exactly.
So
unfortunately, the rules don't say that, and we just kind of had to
wing it.
Yeah, wing it. We had to house rule it, so that's kind of a pain in the ass. Yeah, I agree with you guys on both of those. The dead wizard things, I feel like that if they're going to be -3 points, that's fine. Have the effect be positive in some way. It doesn't have to be busted, but okay, you start with 5 extra health. You come back with 25. I mean, because the game, it's not hard to kill people.
No.
Or oh, hey, this one is actually worth 3 points, or it's like a wash or something. Just, it would have been nice to have the effects of the Dead Wizard cards from the base game in this one to kind of soften the blow of dying, because there's no cards. Well, I guess that technically we don't know. There's a bunch in here, but we were slowly starting to get repeats. There are still a bunch in here that we didn't see, but there's not really a way to get rid of the Dead Wizard tokens. So you just you're stuck with them.
There's a way to get rid of these, which is
ones.
Nice, but this one's rough. It's worth 7, -7, and then
an additional -4. Yeah, it's
so this is worth 7, 10, 13, 16, 19.
Does anyone have you take 3 extra damage from wand attacks?
No.
That's one in here that says there's a clarification. Dead Wizard token clarifications. You take 3 extra damage from wand attacks. Only the starter card with the name wand deals this extra damage. But we don't have those.
Yeah,
oh, sorry. There's extra ones in the box.
Because you took some out.
We took some out.
Oh, good job.
So those were pretty much my negatives. Other than that, I think that having the legend cards are pretty cool. Actually having kind of a bigger boss that also hits us all for damage.
Yeah, that's neat.
When they come out, but then
I just wanted to play him.
Oh, you didn't get to play him, did you? I got to play my guy once.
He was my next card. Heal 1 HP for each starter you control in your hand in your discard pile, and then +2 power. So he's a healer.
Yeah.
He's beating people up and eating bananas.
That's so funny.
He's covered in blood. Oh, he's beating gorillas up. That's what it is.
That's so funny. Here's the thing. I absolutely love this artwork. I love the on-the-nose political jokes. I love the on-the-nose references for other things. It's right up our alley because we're 11 years old.
Yeah, we're cringy edgelords.
But other than that, I really like the free flowing of the game. You're not restricted to trying to sit there and play a certain combo and okay, do I want to attack this person or because really how I've always played Epic Spellworks was I just pick what I think looks cool and then just play it. Whenever it was dealing damage to you more, I was just it's happened to be the weakest foe. I'm not sitting here
yeah,
who's the weakest. I'm just oh, what happens to be you? I like that treasures are still in this game, and that there's some combinations around those. The limp wand is hilarious.
Yeah, it is.
But having those and then having those on top of it is just kind of rough. The wild magics work really well in this game. You get to play someone's top card.
It is.
In the base game, wild magic is it fills the spot of one of your cards.
It's a wild card.
And then you draw until you find one that fits it.
And their wild card in this is, I get to play the top card of your deck.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's beneficial.
Yeah. Kat, what'd you like?
Oh boy, I do like almost everything. I mean, it is classic. It's just fun. God damn it. I'm always a big fan of the art. It's crazy. It's funny. Like I was kind of looking through the art, and when we finally got to like talking and relaxing, where I could actually focus on the art, the acid dragon has a bunch of acid tabs on his tongue. Because I knew he was,
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I knew he was an acid dragon, but didn't see the actuality. And it's good natured, wholesome humor. But I do like the political jokes because anytime you see a Trump joke, it's funny because no matter what side you're on, I think you should laugh about it. I mean, for a card drafting game, you're right. They didn't really do anything spectacular or new, but it kept a good pace,
and it worked well.
It got me just pissed off enough, but
yeah,
I mean, it's good. It's a good game.
The other thing that they added that was unique was they do have special abilities. So everyone gets a random special ability.
I was not willing to compromise on mine.
Yours was pretty good. I could put on top.
4 or less.
Mine was not that good because I never got treasures, which that was my own fault. I never was buying them. But it's like second time I play a treasure on my turn, I can pick a card from my discard pile and put it in my hand. But the other thing that I really like are the familiars.
That wasn't.
That's how you pick yours.
the specialized, this is yours.
Yeah.
I think that's neat too.
Yeah.
Yours was definitely the best out of the 3 familiars because it's an attack and defense.
Well, mine is too.
Hers was an
attack. But guess who
defense.
didn't get to fucking play him ever?
It was always,
I got to play him once.
I mean, mine was really good. I mean, it kind of makes sense because I guess the whole thing is about Stud Spell Slammer.
Makes sense since he's like promo.
He was promo, so that might have been unfair because I'm not playing anything from the base box. But man, they also had I got this at Gen Con, and they also had like this statue. It was like I think it was like $50, and I'm like, no, I don't need that.
It looks ridiculous.
It also kind of looked like shit too. So I'm like, I really don't want to buy that. But at the same time, he was good like until later on. Whenever like at first it was 10 damage at the beginning. And then you guys start getting more, and I'm like, oh, now it's like 2. Yours would have been nothing. Oh. Because it's -2 for each dead wizard, so if you had 5, it does nothing to you. But having the reversal of defense, I like how they do have defense cards in here.
Because this is like the pros of the pros.
Yeah, so you can actually kind of like protect yourself, and there's always kind of a retaliation, so you're not just wasting a card, except constantly trying to just defend yourself.
Yeah. And I do like the concept that it is finally like this is the battle royale of every extreme wizard.
Yeah, it was like basically the way it sounded was like from these tournaments.
Yeah.
Like the winners of these are going to this Annihilageddon tournament.
Yeah.
And of course the opening thing, while long, is just goals.
It's hilarious.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
They're all just hilarious.
It's like his asshole was the one narrating the...
Yeah, no.
His butt is his fan.
It was his butt creature that was supposed to destroy him, but he's like, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I just love him too much.
Yeah.
And so now he's up his ass.
Which is just... It's so funny. And they're all fantastic. But at the end of the day, this is a niche game.
Yeah.
You have to really like the world, and if you like the world, then you will really like this as a deck builder. I think, I mean, if I had to guess, they're probably done with the other one. Like, because they have 4 big, like, there's a lot of cards in that one, and at this point, there's not too many rules, but they're about to cross that line, where it's like, now it's getting convoluted and more complex than it needs to be. And I think they're probably going to start putting expansions into this one. I think they can be really creative with a deck builder, have more of these, have more Maybe some better Dead Wizard tokens.
They could do like draft variants where like you get a certain amount of cards and then you pass to left and right instead of buying from a line.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe in a year or two we'll see a new expansion with some new president cards. We are getting to that point.
Yeah, it'll be a while.
Someone new to make fun of.
And
Huh. I didn't even read the back of this. So the relay thing is each time you destroy a card you own, pass it to target foe's discard pile. So probably more standees would be pretty neat because it's like, oh, hey, now...
That means you could destroy your...
Oh, I'm going to start destroying my limp wands and start handing them off to people.
That's funny.
Because they're all worth it. But I really, really like the negative or the victory point
thing at the end.
way of deciding who wins. That's just... Yeah. It's just so nice because I hated... Like, I love Epic Spell Wars, but I hated whenever that game dragged out. Because I hate when any game drags out longer than... When you know it should be ending, but it just keeps going. And you're like...
It becomes a slog.
Yeah, you're like, God, just end the characters. What I also kind of like is, technically an official rule in Epic Spell Wars is you have to cast your spell in the character's voice, or in some voice. Like, that is an official rule, and if you don't pronounce it correctly, a negative effect happens. I think you randomly take a piece out.
A part of
you
it
don't cast the spell correctly. We never play that way because every time it's like we start, and it's like, well, this is annoying. So now we just quit doing it.
Your voice will hurt because it's always something like really
and it's
extreme.
Like, wonderful! Right? Or like, I'm Stud Spell Slammer! And then you're Cthulhu. So you're just like...
I just hold one of those statues
You just
in
like
front of my face.
fart like right into the table.
That's what he does. Haha.
Anyway, so I really like the card play in this one.
I will say that is something I miss, is putting the spells together.
Yeah, exactly, and that's
that
why.
Was fun,
and that's why the Epic Spell Wars is still better for me. But this is still a really good one.
Yeah.
Other than that, like,
Common
it's a deck building game. Yeah, I mean, there's really not
no groundbreaking.
Yeah, like it was a nice surprise. I'm glad it was still fun. So,
yes.
With all that being said, Kat, scale of 1 to 10.
I'm gonna give it a dang old 8.5.
8.5. Really?
Yeah.
Even with your 0. Okay.
It was still fun.
You got more points in the other game than this one.
Yeah. No, I didn't.
6.
You had 6 points in the other one.
Yeah.
And the
I got
really
more points in
convoluted.
that one.
That's why I said you got more points in this in that one than this one. And I ended up with 13, which whenever I was sitting here, I was like, I got some high powerful cards. I'm like, oh wait, I got these negatives.
Yeah.
Oh, and these negatives.
Man,
so.
they popped up out of nowhere. I was like, I thought I had like 3. And the reason that, it is an 8.5 is because, I had fun and I was laughing. And even when I was mad, I was laughing.
Right.
And it went fast.
Yeah, it only took an hour.
There was only one point where I was like, okay, I think I'm ready for this to end.
Right.
And it was right before the end.
I was trying to go for that second huge boner because I'm like, I'm probably going to start dying a lot, and that will allow me to...
I got it, and I foresaw that I needed it.
So, Josh?
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. I'm going to give it probably an 8.5 also.
Okay.
I enjoyed the other version. I don't remember what I gave it. I don't think...
We didn't record it. We just played it.
But mentally, I try to score games that we don't even record.
Gotcha.
I
What?
just realized what that picture is. That's literally Cthulhu's nutsack. I see it now. It took me the whole game to find it.
Because it looks like it's like these are his arms.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like leaning forward.
Those are his legs.
Nope, yep, those are his legs.
Cthulhu's
And that's his balls. Yep.
What the fuck?
Yeah, ball of Cthulhu.
Sorry,
there's the vein. Right there.
It's the seam. There's the seam.
Yep, told you, nutsacks have a seam.
I know, I believe you.
I had a friend, he was like, I don't have one. I'm like, what, were you like born your test tube baby? Like, why don't you have a seam? He's like, no one has one. I'm like, you're lying. Anyway.
Show me your ball.
Pull your pants down. There it is. No. Anyway, 8.5. Yeah. I am going to give it a 7.5. Because the other one I give an 8 because I like it better. Here I still think it's a good deck building game and I had a lot of fun and it makes me laugh, but this is a game that I can't bring out all the time.
No.
And it also doesn't reinvent the wheel. but for being in the world, it does a really good job. I do have a lot of fun. 7.5 is still a good ranking. You can take these characters and put them in the other one because the health.
Because the health is the same.
Yeah, nothing's different.
Yeah.
It's just
like
more art.
You can just grab the other fight or bring the other fighters. Oh no, you can't because they don't have familiars. That would be cool, like a small mini expansion, just a familiar. Hey, the other fighters from the other game, here are their familiars.
That'd be cool.
That'd be pretty sweet. I would like that. It makes it cross.
Yeah, so you can do some cross with the fighters, but I think that would be a pretty
That
neat.
way, man, if you wanted to go really overboard, like you could play a game of Epic Spell Wars, get your champion, and then play another game of Epic Spell Wars.
That's true. If you really want to be you play the other one. You do a tournament side. Whoever wins all of those comes and plays this one. Then you're the ultimate.
Then you really are the champion.
Badass fucking whatever.
I'd go fucking
wizard.
crazy.
Yeah, that would be a little much. But yeah, so that's our thoughts on Epic Spell Wars of the Battle Wizards, Annihilageddon, the deck building game. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.